on YouTube as well. Just invite a friend as I'm about to go in, just waiting for everyone to come on board. I hope you are excited for tonight, just as much I am excited for this. Yes, yes, ladies. I hope you've got your notepad as well. Yes, we are going now. We're going now live. Right, we're just connecting our YouTube. Give us a few minutes. If you know that God is your provider, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you know that God is your provider. Yes, ladies. Putting some eye vibration in. It is 5 minutes past the hour of 9. And I don't want anyone to be sleeping on me. I want you to be able to hear everything that I'm about to say tonight. Tonight may be the night that could change. Yes, I can see those thumbs up. Yes, God is your provider. And as you listen, I want you to take on board everything, because God is your provider. You don't need to worry. Yes, I can see those thumbs up. Yes, yes, ladies. As we get a few minutes just to put YouTube on. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ladies. Yes, let me know, you over on YouTube, let me know who's watching so I can say hello to you. Let me know who's watching on YouTube so I'm able to say hello to you. Just type your name in and I'm able to say hello, hello, and welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you are able to join. Again, I am very excited to be sharing with you. I hope you are excited as well to be able to take part and to be able to come on board in this teaching. I'm very excited. As I said, I'm first time on YouTube, so welcome to you, all the YouTube fans out there. Please, please just let me know who you are. Just type in that comment box and I'll know who you are. Also, I've said let me know if your husband, your partner are watching with you or listening with you, so that I'm able to acknowledge him. I know it's designed for ladies, but again, if the gentlemen, men or on here, I just want to acknowledge them, and I sure know that they will agree with a lot of things that I am saying. Welcome to you, Dion. Right, so I'm going to go straight in because I've got it every night tonight. I'm going to go straight in, and before I go straight in, I want to ask anyone last week, anyone was here for last week's teaching, how do you find your purpose in your relationship? Who learned something last week? Let me know. Just give me a thumbs up or a heart. Let me know if you learned anything last week. Give me a thumbs up Instagram, a thumbs up on YouTube. Let me also know who you are in YouTube. Welcome to you, Selena. Let me know if you were here last week. If you learned something, let me know if you have learned something last week. If you missed last week, guess what? My Instagram video I just don't know where it went. I've lost the complete video. So if you were here last week and you learned something, let me know. I hope that you have learned something. Unfortunately, I haven't got that video. I can't put it out. I can only say that, how do you find your purpose in your relationship? Well done to you, Leanne. I can see those thumbs up. Welcome to you, Siobhan. Welcome to you. So we're going to go straight in how not to ruin your relationship, ladies and gentlemen. If you are here, again, if you're on YouTube, just let me know who you are. How not to ruin your relationship. Let me define what the word ruin means. The word ruin means the state of demolishing or being destroyed. So it's a state of demolishing or being destroyed. So let's start by how not to ruin your relationship. Let me start by saying that we can ruin our relationship. We can ruin our relationship without even realizing, ladies, that we're doing, and gentlemen that are watching. We can ruin our relationship without even realizing. And by the time we realize, it's way too late. Meaning the other person in your relationship, that means your partner, your husband, by that time they decide inside, they won't out. So we can ruin our relationship without even realizing that we are ruining our relationship. But ladies, if your husband again is listening, please let me know, because I know that they will be saying yes, yes, yes to some of the things that I'm saying. So let me know if your husband is listening to me, so I can say gentlemen and include the gentlemen that are here listening as well. Indeed. So the word of God says, my people suffer because lack of knowledge. And knowledge is certainly been given. So my people suffer because of lack of knowledge. And when you don't know something, you end up losing out. When you don't know something, you end up not knowing it, because you haven't been given the knowledge towards it. And a lot of times we ruin it because of lack of knowledge. Somebody teaching you how not to ruin your relationship. How do you find purpose in your relationship? What makes a great relationship? Yes, I can see one, my husband is here. Yes. I know he will be agreeing with some of the things that I'm saying as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I know. And a lot of times, as I say, we ruin our relationship, but we can ruin it and not being able to remind ourselves, being able to talk to ourselves, being able to know what we are doing. And because of lack of knowledge, we fail to acknowledge what we are doing. We fail to acknowledge. But let me just take some time out and just remind you some of the things why we can ruin our relationship. As I said last week, being in a relationship is a great feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. Do you agree with me, ladies? Being in a relationship with your partner, being in a relationship with your husband, it's a great and it's a wonderful feeling. It's one of the best feelings that could ever happen for those who are married. So being in a relationship is a great feeling. It should feel great. It shouldn't feel like, okay, I've got to wake up and I've got this relationship, but it should be something that you enjoy. It should be something that you want to do. You want to start, you want to just do more of it. It should be something that you enjoy. You can't wait to go home to discuss things with your husband or your partner. You can't wait to go home so you can plan things together. You can't wait that you can go through your future together. So being in a relationship should not be a place where you find sadness, you find pain and you find sorrow, but it should be a place of comfort. It should be a wonderful and an exciting thing. Being with the right person as well. Because sometimes we're in a relationship, but being with the right person will allow you to feel these feelings. How do you know if you are in a relationship with the right person? How do you know, ladies? And that again is another teaching. How do you know if you are in a relationship with the right person? But sometimes that's for another teaching. Sometimes we rush ahead of God's plan for us, not trusting the process, but rushing the process, ladies. We rush that process and not being able to wait. And as I said, that's for another teaching. How do we know? If we are we're in a relationship with the right person? It's trusting the process and not rushing God, because we can't rush God. We can't hurry up God in any other way. We've got to wait upon Him, and while we wait, He will grant us that strength. He will strengthen us as well. So we're not rushing it, but listening to God's voice as well, listening so that we don't make that mistake. And as I said, that we will go into that teaching of knowing how do we know the right person in a relationship? What tells us, what gives us that understanding that we are with the right person? I also shared with you a few weeks back that what makes a great relationship. And a lot of people, they were saying, great relationship is communication, and that's great because those are qualities. But what makes a great relationship? I don't know if anyone was here from that time and is able to just indicate to me. But what makes a great relationship? And this is what I said. A great relationship is when two people come together to become one. Two people come together to become one for a specific purpose. They come together for a specific purpose, and that purpose may glorify God. That purpose will glorify God. So when two people come together, and you've got a purpose, because in a relationship, we have purpose. We have purpose in a relationship, and sometimes we don't realize that, the person that we're in a relationship, our husband, we've got purpose with them. And what makes a great relationship is not about how much money you have in the bank. It doesn't depend on how many children you have. It doesn't depend on your status, your wealth. But what makes a great relationship is when two people become one. A man leave his mother and father and cleave unto that woman, cleave unto his wife, to become one, and that the glory of God, they will manifest their purpose, and that the glory of God will be seen. God will get the glory in it. That's what makes a great relationship. I hope you agree with me, ladies. So I want to share with you here tonight, I want to share with you how not to ruin your relationship. How not to ruin your relationship. Right, so Proverbs 18 and verse 22, this is what it says. Whosoever findeth a wife, right, findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor by God. So if whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing and obtain favor by God. So I love this scripture. The reason why I love it, because it gives us that assurance that whosoever that you're in that relationship with, your husband, your partner, which is your husband to be. The word of God says, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. And that's what I loved about this. So if your husband, if your partner, if your man finds a good thing, then you must allow that good thing, ladies, to be seen in you. You must allow that good thing to be revealed in you. The scripture said, whosoever findeth a good thing. Whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. And if the good thing is in you, because that's the word of God, that good thing must be revealed in you. You cannot afford to erase the good thing out of you, because the word of God says, if you find it a wife, you find it a good thing. So good things are within us. We've displayed good things. We show this good thing. We demonstrate to our husband and partners. We demonstrate good thing. Whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. And we don't want to ruin it, ladies. We don't want to ruin the good thing that God has placed in us. God has created us to be, because whosoever findeth a wife, they have findeth a good thing. And I know it's mainly females that are on here. I know it's mainly ladies. And you might be saying it's the other way around. Us women, we are solid. We are good. We're good. We're good. And, but I'm not saying that we're not good. And I'm not saying that, or we're not good in that sense. But whosoever findeth a good thing, findeth a good thing. And we've got good things in us, so we have to manifest that good thing. We cannot allow the good thing to be erased from us. We cannot afford to not show that good thing. We cannot afford to not live that good thing. We cannot afford not to show and to demonstrate all the time the good thing that is within us. Because sometimes we fail as ladies to demonstrate. We forget who we are, and we fail to demonstrate the good thing that the Lord says, whosoever findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. So we have good thing in us. We have good things that lives in us, and it's for those good things to come about and not being able to ruin our relationship. And I'm here to empower women. I know that men probably be on here. I'm here to empower women and to empower you to be the highest expression of yourself, to unleash powers that lies within you. And those powers lies in also your relationship. Because sometimes we think power's got to do with authority, but powers lies in our relationship. And if we fail to acknowledge that power lies in our relationship, then we're failing. Because the word of God says that whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So the powers lies in you so that you can create good things. There's good substance that is within you. Good things are within you. So tonight, ladies, I'm going to give you 8 issues that will ruin your relationship. So let me know if you are ready. I'm going to give you 8 issues that can ruin your relationship. So let me know if you are ready. Let me know. Type ready if you are ready. Please do. Type ready if you are ready, ladies. Ready to take on board. Are you ready for this? Give me some hearts. Type ready if you are ready for this. This is 8 issues that will ruin our relationship. There's a good thing in us. Whosoever findeth a good Why? Whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing. The good things are within us, but we can ruin it. We can just ruin it without even realize that we are ruining it. Yes, Liana, I can see that. Yes, I can see that. Selena, we're ready. If you are ready, let me know that you are ready, please. If you are ready, let me know that you are ready. Yes, I can see some hearts. Ready, ready, ready. Yeah, right. So number one is lack of communication. Lack of communication. This is one of the biggest issue that fails in a relationship. Do you agree with me, ladies? This is one of the biggest issue that fails in the relationship. We fail to communicate. In order to have your relationship flowing, ladies, you must be able to communicate well. You must be able to communicate how you are feeling. What do I mean by this? Tell your partner, tell your husband how you are feeling. Tell them how you are feeling. If you fail to communicate this, how will they know? How will your husband, how will your partner know how you are feeling? And the more you are able to communicate is the more this will set the pace for your relationship. So if you're not communicating, then there's no pace for the relationship to flow. So we have to communicate well. If we fail to communicate well, it ruins our relationship. How can you expect your husband, how can you expect your partner, how can you expect them to understand what is going up here? How can we expect that if we don't communicate or if we fail to communicate well? Lack of communication. When you're not feeling so good, when they have said something, you've got to say. A lot of times as ladies, we sulk about things and we don't want to open up. But how can your partner, how can your husband understand what you're going through if you don't say? How can he understand? You've got to say, can I have the fan on, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How can he understand if you don't communicate well? So it is vital that you communicate. And I'm not saying just communicate, but you've got to communicate well. Meaning well meaning that you communicate about everything. Not just the thing that you feel like needs communicating. You've got to say everything. And that's what makes a great relationship. As I shared with you a few weeks, that these are qualities of a great relationship. You have to communicate well with your partners. You've got to communicate well with your husband. If you don't, then he is not able to understand what you're saying. Everything, instructions, everything needs to be communicated well. Lack of communication. If you're in the house with him and you're failing to communicate or let him know how you feel, that can ruin the relationship, because you both are doing the opposite to each other. You both are doing something else. But make sure that you are communicating and you communicate well. Lack of communication ruins relationship. Nobody knows how each other is feeling, because nobody knows how each other is feeling. Everybody's just going on doing their own thing. And before you know it, you're hurt. Before you know it, he's hurt. Because nobody's saying anything. So lack of communication. You've got to communicate well, ladies. You've got to be able to open up and to say exactly how you're feeling. And sometimes we think that our husband or our partners are mind readers and they can just see by the sulk. But men ain't thinking like that. They're just thinking, if you want to sulk, you go and sulk. So we have to communicate well. And if we fail to do this, ladies, you will ruin your relationship. Because he's doing his thing and you're doing your thing. And before you know it, months pass and you're still doing the same thing. So let us remember to communicate and to communicate well. Let your partner, let your husband, let him know exactly how you are feeling. Being able to open up to him, ladies. You gotta keep it real. You can't, want that great relationship and you're lacking in your communication. You're not able to communicate and to tell him exactly how you feel. So I hope you're feeling me, ladies. You've got to be able to communicate to him. Let him know exactly how you're feeling. Don't let a week pass and you're still sulking. If he does something that you're not happy with, you've got to be able to open up and say. How is he going to know what's happening up here? Lack of communication ruins relationship. Sulking won't help. Definitely sulking definitely won't help. I'm going to give you the second point. Ladies, being insecure in who you are. If we are insecure in who we are setting up a relationship for failures. If we are insecure in who we are setting up a relationship for failures. What do I mean? Reasons for insecurities are we don't value ourselves. We absolutely don't value ourselves. And because we don't value ourselves, we fail to command respect from our husband, from our partners. Because we don't know who we are. We don't value ourselves. And if we value ourselves, he's got to respect you. So we have to value ourselves. And because we're, insecurity caused because we're not valuing ourselves enough. And if he don't respect you, he will find ways to disrespect you. So ladies, make sure being secure. You got to be secure in who you are. Don't be insecure. Because you give ways of not being able to value yourself. And if you don't, and if he doesn't respect you, he will disrespect you. On top of that, we fail to perform self-care on ourselves, ladies. And I'm going to be real with you. Sometimes we just think we can just bring ourselves any hour, we can just dress any hour, we can just do our hair, brush our hair back, and yeah, that's fine. Self-care, if we don't perform these things, that leads to insecurity. Because we're not performing that self-care in us. Getting our hair done, as I said, doing something. I know sometimes we don't even, wear lipstick, but that's fine. Put some lip gloss on, put something on. Doing some self-care on yourself. Let's be real. We got to do something. Because that's when insecurity comes in. And ladies, you might be looking at me and like, I can do what I want. But come on, ladies, you are in a relationship. Am I making sense, ladies? If you fail to perform self-care on yourself, you tend to feel insecure about things. If you fail to value yourself, you tend to be insecure about yourself. And being insecure can put your relationship in a bad position. It can ruin your relationship. So ladies, again, we have to do the things that we need to do. Get ourselves up, look good, feel good. Doing that self-care, taking care of ourselves, paying attention to ourselves. Valuing ourselves. And that will lead us, that will stop us from feeling insecure. That will stop us from feeling insecure. And then sometimes when we are feeling insecure, we start blaming the other partner. We start blaming our husband. We start blaming our partner, saying that he's doing this and he's doing that. But because we fail to pay attention to ourselves. And ladies, you're all quiet on me, looking at me like, what is she talking about? But let's be real, ladies. Let's be real. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we put ourselves in a position that we don't feel insecure. One of the ways of getting rid of insecurity is paying attention to ourselves, valuing ourselves, doing the things that we need to do as wives, doing the things that we need to do when we're in a relationship. And I know you might be saying again, oh, my husband or my partner, they shouldn't even be, thinking of, because I don't do this to myself, looking elsewhere. But they ain't Jesus. They ain't Jesus. Jesus was the only man on earth that can stay away from any temptation. And there, your partner, your husband is not Jesus. They're not Jesus. So for us to avoid that, we have to pay close attention to ourselves. We have to do our self-care, and we have to make sure that we value ourselves. Self-care is important in relationship. And I know we're talking about how not to ruin our relationship. We have to pay close attention to ourselves. Relationship fails because of our insecurities, and we blame the other half when, to be fact, we are the one to be blamed. Am I making sense, ladies? We are the one to be blamed. The third one that I want to give is being being dishonest. Ladies, your husband, your partner should be able to trust you. And I know you might be looking at me again saying, being dishonest. The men are always being dishonest. But let me say, you've got to be honest. Being dishonest will ruin your relationship. I know you might be saying again, you know, it's the other way around. But some women do lie. You got to be honest. You cannot say X, Y, Z when, you know, it's A, B, and C. We must always seek to tell the truth. And even if it's sometimes going to jeopardize our relationship because we tell the truth, you know, just speak the truth. Because one lie leads to another. And before you know it, he ain't going to trust you. And you're wondering, why is your relationship feeling like that? We have to be honest in everything that we do. Being able to be honest. Be honest. If you be dishonest to your partner, if you're being dishonest to your partner, to your husband, he's not going to trust you. Am I making sense, ladies, to you? Then trust issue will be a big thing. Because he's going to say, but you've said this when you're not meant to say this. Before you know it, you both have trust issues. And then that can ruin your relationship. Am I making sense, ladies? Am I making sense, ladies? You're looking at me. But what I'm saying is, you've got to be able to be honest. And, you know, a lot of times we're saying it's the men that's not honest. Women do tell lies. Women are being dishonest. So we have to make sure that we are being honest in everything that we do. Being honest in everything that we do. The fourth one that I want to share with you, is never compare your relationship to your previous relationship. Never compare your relationship, your now relationship, to your previous relationship. Wow, how often do we do that? So you get caught up with your previous relationship, and you're constantly, no matter what your husband, your partner, no matter what they do, you're always comparing. Oh, he didn't do that, or, you know, he wasn't like that. And before you know it, he feels like he's no good. And no matter what he does, he feels like he's no good because we're always comparing. And so, ladies, you cannot compare your ex-relationship, your previous relationship with your now relationship. Let every relationship be on its own. Don't get caught up saying, you know, my husband does this, and, you know, before my relationship was not like this, and before he did that. That will ruin your relationship. He'll feel like he's no good. And no matter what he tries to do, he'll feel like nothing that he does makes sense. So we cannot compare. It makes him feel inadequate. It will definitely make him feel inadequate. If there's any men on here, please do. I know my husband is there. If you're always comparing, it makes men feel like they're inadequate. Don't say that, oh, that, my ex, or, you know, my previous husband, or, you know, you don't go that road, that ruin, because he feels inadequate, and no matter what he tries. And he's trying to please us. He's trying to please you. And because you're constantly repeating that, he just feels inadequate and give up. Before you know it, he's not interested anymore. So we can't compare, ladies. That will ruin. That will certainly ruin it. In fact, it will wreck a relationship. That will wreck the relationship if you are comparing partners, if you are comparing husband. You can't compare them. No two persons is the same. Any questions on that? The fifth one that I want to share with you is being open-minded to changes. What do I mean by this? Being open-minded to changes. Let's not be stuck in our own way. We always feel like we are right. As ladies, we always feel that we are right. Give me a thumbs up because I want you to talk back to me. Give me a thumbs up if you feel that, as ladies, you feel that we are right in most cases. We've only got one man or two on here, two men, on here. Let me know that in most cases, ladies, we are right. Let me know, ladies. Let me know. Let me know, ladies. In most cases, we are right. I'm going somewhere. Let me know, ladies. Do you feel like in most cases we are right, ladies? Or no, you're not right in most cases? Yes, I can see. Let me know if you feel like in most cases you are right. You feel like it should be done. It should be done in that particular way. I can see those thumbs. It should be done in that particular way. I'm not saying that, right. I'm loving that. I'm not saying that we are not right. What I'm saying is that we have to be open-minded for change. I'm always saying in your relationship that you're right, but you have to be willing to give your right away and be wrong. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies? You have to be able to give your right. You know you're right. And God knows you're right. But this is something that I've learned earlier on in my relationship, that you've got to give your right away. You've got to say, you know what, that's fine. So that it can work the other way. You can't always want to have the upper go. You can't always want to be right. And even though literally we're right, you've got to give your right away and just be wrong for wrong's sake. Being open-minded to changes. You know what? Let's do it that way. You know what? It worked for me. It worked for us. But if you feel like it can be done another way, let's do it that way. Don't always assume that, our right way should always be that way. Let's give in. Let's give in for changes. Give your right away. That's how I look at it. You got to give your right away. And just said, you know what? I'm wrong. My husband's looking at me. Just give your right away. And just leave it. Because we can't always want to have that upper say. The final say. The closing say. Oh, it's my way or your way. My way, not your way. And that's it. That will ruin a relationship. Am I making sense, ladies? Give me some hearts if I'm making sense to you. You can't always be right. And even though you are right, technically you are right. We are right technically. We have to give away that and say, you know what? I'm going to do it your way. Even though in my heart I know I'm right, but being open-minded to change, because that just makes a man feel, I can see those hearts coming. It makes it feel like, you know what, no matter what I do. And you've just got to give him that time. Give him that upper hand. Let him feel like he's got a say. Don't always think that we've got to be right at all times. And even though technically we are right, give that away. That makes a great relationship. That makes a relationship work. And that will not ruin your relationship. And I'm not saying you're going to you're going to give your right and jeopardize yourself in a way that you put yourself in trouble. But you have to be able to be open-minded to changes. Changes must happen in a relationship. Don't think that your way is always going to work at all times. Just be open-minded, ladies, in your relationship. That helps not to ruin our relationship. I started off saying that sometimes we're in a relationship and we ruin it without even realizing. And these are some of the things because we are right. Literally, we are right. But we have to give our right away and say, you know what, let's do it your way. Let's do it your way. And go ahead with it. So we can't always try to be right. Let's be open-minded to changes. Let's be open-minded to changes. The sixth one that I want to share with you is do not discuss your relationship issues, ladies, with anyone who is not in a position to enhance. Listen to what I'm saying. Anyone who's not in a position to enhance you or your relationship. What do I mean by that? You've got to be very careful. Not everyone has the honest relationship advice to give you. Some people are there to tell you exactly what you want to hear in that moment. They will not analyze what you've been through before. They will not analyze how long it's been going on. They will not analyze things. But straight away, immediately, they will say, you know what? That's it. But you got to be able to take advice from somebody who's able to enhance you. So what do you do about it now? How can you both go forward? Don't be quick to run to anyone who cannot and not in any position, ladies. Gentlemen, if you're here, not in any position to give you advice. Try to find somebody that's not going to take sides. And somebody that's going to give you the God's honest truth. Sound advice, biblical advice. And sometimes when they're giving you that advice, that's not what you want to hear. Half of the time, it's not going to be what you want to hear, but you need somebody to give you sound biblical advice. So you've got to be careful. Do not rush to take advice from anyone who's not in a position to enhance you or your relationship, because that ruins it. That person can say exactly what you want to hear in that time, but not analyzing things and not doing biblical, not being honest with you. Be careful, ladies. Be careful. Be careful who you entrust with your situations that you're going through. Not everybody is pleased for you. Not everybody is happy for you in your relationship. And sometimes you end up rushing to the wrong person at the wrong time before taking time out to say, let me find out. Let me ask God. And sometimes God will lead you to that right person. That person will even contact you. You don't even have to say anything. And so it's so important. I've seen it happen over and over. And ladies, take advice from people who are not in a position. How can you give advice when you're not in a position? What are you going to say? How are you going to enhance the relationship? How are you going to enhance the person and their relationship? You want somebody that's going to say to you, when you're wrong, yes, you're wrong. Don't do it that way. It ain't going to work, baby girl. You need somebody to be honest with you. Because before you can ruin your relationship without listening to everything. So again, ladies, make sure that whoever you go to take advice from, relationship advice from, they're in a position to enhance your relationship. Not to let your relationship go down any further than what it is, but to enhance you and your relationship. When you hear me, ladies, find these people. There are people out there that will give you sound advice. There are people out there that will give you honest advice. There's people out there that will not. They're not going to compromise. They're not going to take side, but they will give you the honest advice. So again, ladies, be careful who you take. Never discuss your relationship. Never discuss it. Never discuss your issues with anyone that's not going to enhance you. Remember the word, enhance you or your relationship. Find somebody that you can trust indeed. Somebody that will be able to analyze things. And if so be, yes, that person will be able to give you some strong, solid advice. To say, you know what, it's not worth it. Or you know what, you got to wait. Because relationship comes with the good, the bad, and the ugly. I talked to you last week about that. Because some people always want to be in a relationship when it's good. Nobody wants the bad, and nobody wants the ugly. So again, ladies, you've got to know to ride out your storms. When it's good, yes, it's going good. When it's bad, you better ride it out. When the storms are coming, when the ugly bits are coming, you better know to ride it out. Because you quit before. And then you rush to the wrong person. So you've got to be aware. Never, 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 never discuss your relationship issues with anyone who is not in the position to enhance you and your relationship. I'm going to go on to the 7th one, which is make sure to love your husband. Make sure to love your partners. Love them regardless of their status, wealth, or position. I want to repeat that again. Make sure to love your husband. Make sure to love your partner. Love them regardless of their status, wealth, or position. Because sometimes we fall in love and everything is going great. Everything. Has anyone ever been in everything is going great? Yes, the wealth is there. The status is there. Position, everything. He's having a great job that pays him well. Has a great position within the community he lives. But God forbid something happens. He loses his high-paying job. Made redundant. He can't buy the things that he's used to buying you. Or he stopped being Mr. Popularity? How do you cope with that? What do? Do you stop loving your man? Do you stop loving him? Because that status, because he hasn't got the funds anymore. He's not as popular as he is. You've got to make sure that you love him regardless of whatever is going, regardless of what season you are going in. Because some people love to love in the good times and they don't want to love in the bad times. But that just ruins your relationship. If you can't love him when things are not going so right for him in his life, then you just wreck your relationship there. You've got to be aware. You've got to be conscious. And for those who are, seeking to go into relationships as well, you've got to be able to love your husband to be. You've got to be able to love, your partner who you are dating. Love them for who they are, not because they've got this now, because it only takes something to go wrong and all of that has been taken off them. What will you do? Are you still going to love them the way that you're meant to love them? You can't love because of status. You can't love because of wealth. You both have got purpose, and even if everything's been taken away from you both, even if everything's been taken away from the family, you both have got purpose. As I said, what makes a great relationship is when two people become one. And they've got specific purpose or purposes. And that purpose, God must get the glory out of it. So you've got to love regardless. Am I making sense, ladies? Love your man. Love him regardless of what. Because you're going to go through some bad season. You're going to go through some rough times. Do you take your love away from him? Or men, if you are on air, do you take your love away from your partner? Do you take your love away from your wives? Or do you still love her the same way? The same girl that you fell in love with, do you still love her the same way regardless? If she's not able to contribute to the home, if she's not able to work for a period, if she's not able to do the things that she used to do before, do you still love her? So you've got to love regardless. And I'm encouraging you, you've got to, because sometimes we married that man and then things just go downhill. And you have to remember that you've got to love him. Don't let him feel any less than what he deserves. Love him. Just show him love. You know what, babes? It's all right. We'll get through this. Don't let him feel, ladies. Don't let him feel like he's not being loved, because that will ruin your relationship. Because if you are showing him that, he'll go out road. And some of you, I'm saying, you're saying that, men shouldn't be able to do this. But I said, he ain't no Jesus. Jesus is the only one unheard that wasn't tempted. He was tempted, but he didn't fall into temptation. What makes, we think that our husband, whether he's a Christian or not, we think that he can't go into temptation. We've got to be able, ladies, to love him regardless, show him love. And if we fail to show him love, he'll go out there, because there are ladies out there waiting to show your man, your husband, love. They're just waiting out there. And some of you ladies, you're watching me. Yeah, you better listen. Some of you ladies are just waiting for the opportunities. So ladies on here, if you are listening to me, I want you to love your husband, love your man regardless, love your partner. If you're dating, love them regardless. Am I making sense, ladies? I've got to keep it real with you. Because sometimes we want, we love them when everything's going right. But you still, the same man that you fell in love with then, he's still here. You just got to work together. You got to pull together. You got to make things work. You've got purpose. I keep saying, what makes a great relationship? You have purpose. And your purpose must be fulfilled. So again, ladies, make sure that you love. Show him some love. Show him some love. Show him lots of love. Are you agreeing with me, ladies? Give me some hearts if you're agreeing with me. Give me some hearts if you are agreeing with me. Show him some love. Don't date because of status. Don't date because of wealth. Don't date because of position, because that will go. And are you still going to love him? Still. I can see those hearts. Come on, ladies. You got to love. You got to love. Regardless if you want to love him or not, that's your husband. You've got purpose, so you've got to love. You've got to bring that love in. So don't date. Love, love, love. The eighth one that I want to share with you, and if you've got any questions after this, I really want you to ask me some questions. I really, really want that tonight. I want you to stay attracted to your husband, partner. Stay attracted. What do I mean by stay attracted to your husband? Stay attracted to your partner. Don't ever fall out of being attracted to him, ladies. Don't ever fall out of staying attracted, being attracted to your husband, your partner, your man. You can't do that. Someone may ask me, I love him. But yeah, you love him, but you're not attracted to him. You can love somebody and not feeling attracted to him. And what I always say to ladies, if you feel like you're getting not attracted to him anymore, you better send him to the barbers. You better get him some clothes, get that perfume, get those things that once attracted you before. Am I making sense, ladies? Because we've got to keep it real. We can't be saying do not ruin your relationship and not keep it real. We've got to keep it real. Stay attracted to your husband. Stay attracted to your partners. Don't ever fall out of being attracted to him. If you find he's going down ship, you gotta say, come on, babes. You've got to do this. And you're not trying to change him, but you're making sure that you both stay attracted. And the men, if you listen, you're probably saying, oh, the woman needs to do that as well. And I said to you earlier on, ladies, that you need to do something. You can't just carry yourself on the same. We said self-care is so important in a man's life. He loves to see his woman looking great. Ladies, if you didn't know that, your man, your husband loves to see you looking great. So you have to stay attracted at all times. Make sure. Get some things done. Change something. Don't allow yourself, ladies and gentlemen, don't allow yourself to fall out of being attracted to each other, because guess what? That ruins the relationship. Before you know it, both of you are not attracted to each other. When you are not attracted to each other, I don't care how bond you are, you'll miss that purpose. And then you start looking elsewhere. You're looking at, somebody that you feel like that's how your husband, that's how your partner should be attracted to. You have to make sure you bring him up. You have to make sure that you get the things that makes you be attracted to him. Get your hair done a certain way. Get that perfume, get that clothes, that look that you once fell in love with. Because before you know it, you ruin your relationship and you watch your relationship just go by. Because you are falling out of being attracted to each other. And if you're not attracted to each other, the love's going. Because each day you're like, I don't like the person that I see now. You don't look like. And I know a lot of times we said, oh, don't go by look. But if they're not looking the way, feeling the way, smelling the way that you want them to do, you're going to go off them, ladies, and be real. So you've got to stay attracted to each other at all times. Don't lose that. Don't ever lose being attracted to each other. Do something. Rekindle that which was started, even if it's many years ago. Sometimes we're married over 20, 30, 40 years. Come on, ladies. Stay attracted to each other. Stay attracted to your husband. Stay attracted to your partner. Don't lose that attraction. As I said, you're not changing him, but you are rather staying attracted to each other. And maybe has grown out of his looks, maybe has grown out of everything, but you can work things out. You can work away. You can tell him something different. You can, say, oh, you can have that haircut. You can do this so that you're constantly staying attracted to each other. Ladies, again, change your hairstyle. Do something. Don't let him fall out of being attracted to you. Wear something different. Am I making sense, ladies? Am I making sense, ladies? Any questions? Any questions? We've got 6 minutes, ladies. Any questions? Any questions, ladies? Any questions? Did I make sense to you? Did you learn something, ladies? If something came back to you that you once knew before? Ladies, any questions? Right, so I'm just going to repeat the steps that we've gone through today for those who've joined late. So the first one was always... The first one is lack of communication. That was the first one. Yep, lack of communication. The second one was don't be insecure in who you are. You can't be insecure. You've got to be secure in who you are. Making sure that you are secure in who you are. Being dishonest can ruin your relationship. The fourth one was never compare your relationship to previous relationship. Don't do that, ladies, because that will ruin, it will wreck your relationship. Number 5 was being open-minded to changes. You've got to be open-minded to changes. You can't have the same way. You can't do the same thing over and over. You know, being able to be open-minded. And sometimes you've got to give away your right and just pretend that you are wrong. You are wrong in terms of it. Give away your right. You are right, but just say, you know what, that's fine. I'll work with that. Being open-minded to changes. Number 6 was do not discuss your relationship issues with anyone that's not in a position to enhance you or your relationship. And number 7 is to make sure you love your husband, make sure that you love your partner, love them regardless of their wealth, their status or their position. Make sure, ladies, that we love our husband, we love our partner, regardless of their status, wealth or position. And number 8 is staying attracted to your husband or partner, being able to stay attracted. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. Always be able to stay attracted. If you find that you are going out of being attracted, you've got to get that back in and be able to stay attracted to each other. I pray that tonight that, you will give you something to think about. I pray that you will ponder on what I've said, and I pray that you won't end up making your relationship come short of anything, but you're able to analyze your relationship and work on with everything that needs working on. Maybe every step weren't for you, but maybe there's a step that you need to work on. So maybe just go on working on that step. That step is for you to work on, and that step is to improve the quality of your relationship. Remember, ladies, we can ruin our relationship without realizing that we are ruining our relationship. Don't let that happen to you. If there's no other questions, any questions before we close? Instagram is about to shut us down. Any questions before we close? No. It was so great having you here tonight. So great. I just want to thank God for all of you. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you. I love you all. I'm praying that no one on here will end up ruining their relationship. I pray that your relationship will go from strength to strength, and you will see results in your relationship. And as you go on from tonight, I pray that whatever needs fixing, whatever needs working on your relationship, make sure that you don't neglect it. Make sure you take on board and you do exactly what needs doing. God bless you. God bless you. I love you so much. Instagram is going to cut me out. Thank you so much. If you've got any questions, you can DM me. Please send me a message. God bless you. Thank you so much for those who are on YouTube. God bless you. Thank you so much for those who are on Instagram. Stay care and God bless you. Stay blessed. Bye now. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.